Good morning. I have never done a live before, and I am anticipating that I picked a time that would probably not be convenient for a lot of people. So we're just going to treat this like a normal weekly check-in video that I would do. And if I see any comments pop up, then I will talk. What I decided, one thing that I would do is start us a little puppy cam so that we can see what's happening over here beside me where the dogs like to lay. So this is Django, and he is wearing his little hoodie because I'm wearing my hoodie. So he's got his hoodie. Also, it's cold and he always wants to have clothes on. So there's Django. So first, I just wanted to talk about like any upcoming stuff that's happening on the channel and with me, like announcements, I guess. And the only thing that I have coming up is this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Steve Talks Books on his channel. Apparently, Django wants to actually sit with me and not on the puppy cam. Come here. He doesn't like me talking to the camera and not to him, so he whines every time. Come here, you want to sit with me? I guess not. So that was the other thing I wanted to say, that since this was live, I can't cut out the whining and I can't cut out the barking. So if that happens, we'll do our best to just deal with it and move forward. So anyway, I am going to be discussing Daniel Barnett's next book in the Nightmareland Chronicles, which is City of Blood, that we're currently reading right now. And that discussion is going to be happening on Saturday at 4 p.m. Central, my time. On Steve Talks Books channel. So come check that out if you have read the Nightmareland Chronicles or you want to know any more about it. So what else do I want to talk about? First, I want to talk about the books that I have finished, and we're going to try screen sharing for the first time so that I could show pictures, because I have some books in person, but I don't have these books that I finished. And so the first book that I finished was The Barren Grounds by David Alexander Robertson. This was from A Star Reads. If you know her channel, she does a Game of Life TBR board. And every month, she makes so many rolls and she moves around the Game of Life. And there are different prompts and different genres and things like that around the board. And I suggested, what if you rolled one car or had one car for all of your viewers, and every month you just rolled one viewer roll? And so we went to college. That was our first roll, was that we were going to college, and then we had to do a seasonal pick. And she suggested going to college means that it has to be a young adult, middle grade, or children's book. And she picked this book. She suggested this book. You could pick any book that was like winter setting, that was YA, middle grade, or children's. And I didn't have one already on my TBR, so I decided to just go with this one that she suggested. And why don't you come here? Do you want to sit with me? He just ate breakfast, so I don't know why he's whining right now, other than the fact that he's cold and I'm not talking to him. Come here. I'm going to turn your puppy cam off so people can't see you. Okay, so come and sit with me. There we go. Now you will. Come here. Okay. Now Django's on this one, so we will turn the puppy cam off. All right. You're okay. He is cold, though. It's not that cold in here. He's just always cold. Okay, this book, The Barren Grounds. It was so good. Like at first, when she described it, I thought that it was going to be more fantasy. And it was really like, I guess half of it would be considered fantasy. But what happens is the kids in this book are foster children, and they are both together. They're not biological siblings, but they're together in this foster house. And so and they're both almost teenagers, or one of them's 13 and one of them's 12. I don't remember exactly their ages, but they kind of bond. And that's what this book is about. Like the two of them, this is written in Canada, and they're both First Nation children. And so they are kind of trying to figure out who they are and where they fit in the whole scheme of their foster home now and their biological home that they had come from, that both of their biological homes were completely different. Like the boy, who is the younger one, has been in his biological home for his whole life until now, and now he's moved into foster care. But the girl has been in foster care almost her whole life, and so she doesn't remember any of her pre-foster care life, and she's been moved around from home to home. And so the two of them are just kind of bonding with each other, and especially the girl, that's our main character, is finding out who she is and more about herself. And so anyway, I really liked this book. It wasn't too long, which is why I read it first, and it was really good. I really liked it. The other book that I finished yesterday was The Last Wish, which is, I thought it was the first book in the Witcher series, but clearly it's not. It is the 0.5 book in The Witcher. And we get introduced to The Witcher in this book, and that's about it. What I didn't realize is that this is just a series of stories, like almost not really short stories, because they're all connected and they all involve the Witcher, but they jump around. The timelines jump around and it moves in a very weird way. And I liked it. Like, I like how they're all tangentially related to each other, and it does end up telling one giant story, but the way the story is broken down, it just is weird. And we didn't get a lot of character development, which is what I love. If I'm going to read a book, I want some really good characters and I want to know a lot about them. And I did not get that in this book. And so it was not my favorite. However, I've now read one book in the Witcher series, and I don't have to continue with it if I don't want to. And I don't know that I am. My husband said that I would probably like the TV show. He's watched that, so I might watch the TV show. So that is what I have finished reading. I did see a Happy New Year here, and thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. And so now I'm going to talk about what I am currently reading. Oh, goodness. I just saw this pop up from Taylor. The Last Wish was the best I've read. Okay. Well, then maybe I wouldn't like the rest of them. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So what I am currently reading, we're going to keep this open for just a second, even though what I'm going to talk about, actually, let's not do that, because I want to talk about my favorite book that I'm reading right now, which is The Inheritance Games. So I don't know why I put this off. I know why I put it off. I put it off because it's a young adult book. Oh, here are my tabs. It's a young adult book, and I keep saying that I don't like young adult books, but I am loving this book. I am on page 7, chapter 17, I think. I even read, the chapters are super short. Like, I got here early for the stream to get everything set up, and I even just read a chapter while I was sitting here. So this book is really good. Like, I'm wanting to read it all the time right now. And the next one, I'm trying to get everything situated here. The next one I do have over here, because I don't have a physical copy. I'm reading it on my Kindle, Getting His Game Back. I got this from NetGalley, and I put it off for a while because it's not coming out until the end of this month, I think. It comes out the end of January. It says right here, expected publication is January the 25th. So it's coming out the end of this month. And I have a real problem with this cover, because it looks like it has something to do with sports. And I am about 50% of the way in, and it has nothing to do with sports so far. I don't know. I mean, he's a hairstylist. I don't know what you call the person that cuts hair, but that's what he's doing. And apparently there's an alarm going off in my house. And so I don't know what this has to do with sports or basketball or whatever, but that's what's on the cover of this book. Anyway, this book so far is really good. We're dealing with some mental health issues that one of the characters has. I don't want to go into it too much because, like I said, this book is coming out at the end of this month and I'm not finished reading it yet. But there does seem to be as far as what I have experienced with therapy and dealing with mental health stuff, it's not exactly the same as the character, but there does seem to be it handled really well. So I'll let you know when I finish reading it, but that is one of the things that I'm currently reading right now. I'm having a little bit of a problem with all the things that I'm reading. I need to get some things finished. I always feel rushed when I have a lot of things that I'm reading. And so I need to finish some things and get some things done. This is another one that I'm reading. And this is also an arc that was sent to me by the author. She sent an ebook of the story. It doesn't come out until the end of February. February the 22nd is the expected date. And this one is a lot longer. And so I decided to just go ahead and slowly start making my way through this one. And so I have read, I'm only reading probably 10 pages a day in this book just to kind of keep it going. And I want to keep going every day because the longer I wait or forget about it or whatever, then I won't remember what's going on. But so far, I really like it. It says debut epic fantasy series. And so far, I really like it. I like the world that she has built. I like the way things are starting off. We have more than one point of view. We have a predominant main character, but then we have multiple points of view as we're going along and multiple cultures that we're learning about in this world. And I just really like the way it's done. I feel like it is accessible and easy to understand. I'm not spending a lot of time wondering what's happening and wondering where everybody is and what's going on and how the world works and all that stuff. And so I just think that it's been fantastic. The other one, or another one that I'm taking slowly, is The Great Hunt. It's book 2 in the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. And I am buddy reading this with Andrew from Get Right On In. And he said, I can probably only do 1 chapter a day. And I was like, okay, good. So I'll read this on my Kindle, and then I'll just read slower and read 1 chapter a day. Because if I read on audio, I read faster. And then he messaged me and he was like, I got the audiobook. I might be able to do more than 1 chapter a day. So I don't know how long this one's going to take. It may be done quickly or it may take longer, depending on how fast Andrew and I both decide to read it. But so far, I've only read 1 chapter in this, so I've got no update on how this is going. I have another book in person, physical copy. I don't know why I said in person. That's on my TBR, Devil in a Blue Dress by Walter Mosley. I was planning to read this on ebook or something because I didn't own a copy of it, but I went to Barnes and Noble and they were having a buy one, get one 50% off. And this was in the list. And I was like, this is an old book. This is the 30th anniversary edition. So I was like, I definitely need to pick this up. So I grabbed this as part of that book haul. I only got like 4 books, so I don't even know that I'm going to film a book haul about it. I might, but I don't know. The other book that I have physical that I'm reading because, I didn't say. I'm reading this one slowly, just 1 chapter a day. There's 31 chapters in this book, and there's 31 days in January. So I'm just going to read 1 chapter a day and get that finished. And the last physical book that I am reading is The House of Brides by Jane Cockrum. If you didn't see that I got these bookmarks for Christmas, they're adorable. They are all different kinds of animals, and they're just flat, except for right there on the end. And so they just stick in there, and it's so cute to me. There's a whole set of them that I got. Anyway, House of Brides, I'm not too far into it. You can see where the little guy is, and it's okay so far. It's kind of confusing just because I don't know what's happening because she doesn't know what's happening. And so that takes a little while to just like get through everything and get in there and figure out the whole storyline. But we do know some things that are happening. We just don't know like the overarching mystery that's going on in there. So the other book that I am currently reading, let's see what it is. Witness in Death. Of course, I'm always reading an in-depth book, especially on Mondays, because I start them on Sunday. So last night I started this one. And the funny thing about this one is that it takes place in a theater. They're watching a play and somebody is supposed to be stabbed at the end of the play. It's for an Agatha Christie play. And as they're stabbed, it's a real knife and not the prop knife. And so he really dies instead of fake dying. And so it's really good. Like I'm already like 30% of the way in. This is book number 10. So I'm not really going to talk about what's going on with it a lot just because of that. And the last thing that I am currently reading, but I will definitely finish this one before the end of the week, is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is number 1. The first book in the Farseer trilogy. This was also the birthday read for my friend Brandy. She doesn't have a channel, but it is Steve's wife from Steve Talks Books. And her birthday is in January. Steve's birthday is also in January. So his birthday read will be coming up, but it's not here yet. Anyway, so her birthday read is first. And I wanted to get a jump on this. So I actually started this before the year ended, which is why I'm going to finish it this week. I kept putting off Robin Hobb and especially like getting into it because all I've heard is that Fitz goes through a ton of like horrible things and that Robin Hobb does really not mean, but like he just has bad things happen to him all the time. And so I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, but I am loving it. I love the beginning of it. I love getting to meet him and what's going on with him and all of that stuff. Okay, hold on. Let's go back up here. The bookmarks I found on Amazon and I put them in my wish list and my in-laws got them for me for Christmas. So they're super cute. Now they are front heavy. So when you open your book up, they fall out. Like they're not staying in there super well. And are the JD in-depth books gory? No, Mama. That's my mother. Everybody say hi to my mother. They are not gory. They actually, you would probably absolutely love them because they are mystery and also like a little side of romance. So I think you would really like them. It's Nora Roberts. I know you probably used to read her books and it's the same Nora Roberts, but this was her mystery or is her mystery pen name that she writes under. So. Oh, you haven't read book 2, but you read Assassin's Apprentice. Okay. Well, I like it too so far. I only have like a few hours left on the audio and I'm really liking it so far. I didn't read the synopsis, but I can see right here that it says Fitz is the son of chivalry. Like they just go ahead and say at the very beginning that he is, which I guess we do find that out pretty close to the beginning. But anyway, it's a really good book and I'm really liking it. And I am definitely going to continue, but I'm just going to put it in my series section, which means I'll just get to it when I get to it. So, but I will finish that one this week. I will also finish City of Blood. This one, Mama, you can't read. This one is gory. It is the book that we're going to be discussing in the live stream that's coming up on Saturday. So this is what we're talking about. So I will definitely finish it before the live stream on Saturday afternoon. I like to read it slowly and wait until I get right before the live stream. We've already done 4 of these so far because we've been doing one live stream with Daniel, the author, in each Saturday. Well, it's every other Saturday. It has been. And so we're reading City of Blood. And then the only book we have left is Lily, which is one that I have in person. And most of these books are like 100 or 200 pages. Like you can see City of Blood is 195. And then we have Lily, which is like 400 and something. So this one's going to take us a little bit longer. This is also the last book that he's written so far, not the last book in the series. And it is not out yet. It comes out at the end of this month, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, that is just a little preview about what's coming. And then also what I wanted to know what you guys were reading. If anybody is here, I know some of y'all have been commenting, so you're here, but what's something that you're currently reading? I was trying to get Django to go back to the puppy cam, but he is not wanting to agree with me right now. He just wants to sit in my lap. And the other puppy must be somewhere else because she's not in here. So, okay. So let's talk about, do I have anything else that I'm currently reading? Oh, this one. I wanted to say that I will for sure finish this one as well this week. Let's see. This is Memorial Ride by Stephen Graham Jones. This is his first graphic novel, and it says Memorial Ride, New Mexico on the side of it. And so I'm wondering if more of them are going to come out, because what happens in this book, or at least so far, I'm not very far in, and it's not spoilers, but this guy right here is our main character, and he's in the military, and he is currently deployed and has been sent back to the States because his dad passed away, and he's taking his dad's motorcycle to New Mexico. And so that's what's going on right now. And he's running into weird things on the way to New Mexico. So that's why I'm not sure if there's going to be other things happening because of the fact that it says New Mexico on it. I don't know, but I like it. It is all black and white on all of the panels. Of course, it's all black and white, but I still like the story because it's still got that Stephen Graham Jones flair. It seems like it's all normal and everything's good, and then you're like, oh, maybe it's not. Okay, so Taylor, it just finished Marked in Flesh. I have never even heard of that. Is this your first book for the new year? You finished this one on the 3rd of January. I usually, or last year was the first year that I set a Goodreads goal. And so I did it again this year, not because I want to necessarily keep up with the number of books that I read, but because I like all the stats that they give you at the end of the year. So I marked in there that that's what I was doing. So what am I going to be reading next? Let's see. I have a lot of things written down here on my book, but we're only going to talk about 2 of them. So the first one is back over here on our thing, and that is Squire, which is book 3 of the Protector of the Small series. And this is the 3rd series that I have been reading, all set in the land of Tortall. And I would say if you have a middle grade to teenage girl in your life who likes fantasy, this Protector of the Small series, now I might start them out with Alana, but honestly, I feel like you could skip over the middle series that I read, and the Protector of the Small is a lot like the Alana series. I have loved this. So this is book 3, like I said, but it's actually book 10 or something in all of the Tortall books. And so these are perfect for middle grade or young teenage girls who are interested in like fantasy books, because they're all about knights and fantasy and all that stuff. Okay, we have 80% through The Last Thing He Told Me. I love the Austin setting. Oh, nice. The Last Thing He Told Me. I think I've heard that title before, but I don't know anything about that. So once I finish the J.D. Robb book, then I'm going to start the Squire book here. And then once I finish the Memorial Ride book, I'm going to continue. I started a little and then I stopped. But this is The White Donkey, Terminal Lance. And this also is a graphic novel about a military person. And so I was like, I don't need to read 2 of them at the same time. So I stopped this one so I could finish Memorial Ride, and then I will finish this one. So I'm definitely going to finish this one this week. This was one of my TBR. Nope. one of my NPR picks for this month on my TBR. This was my NPR pick. And I didn't know what it was. And I was like, I don't know what any of that means. Well, apparently Terminal Lance is a series that this guy started writing when he was active duty in the Marines. He started this comic strip. And now he's out, and this is what he's doing, is writing these books. And so it's just about him, or our main character, which is based on him, joining the military, the Marines specifically, and being deployed. So that's what it's about so far. And that is it. I do want to talk about like what's coming up in my week. I want to know if you guys have something that you're looking forward to coming up in your week, because I am really looking forward to something that's happening on Saturday. It's not just the live stream with Daniel and Steve and all of them, which I'm looking forward to, but after the live stream, we are going to go to the Majestic Theater here in San Antonio and watch Hamilton. And I am so excited and I cannot wait. And we do have a puppy now, but apparently my puppy Cam has stopped working. So I'm sorry. I will do my best to make sure the puppy Cam works better next time, because she just came and laid down over here. So she's super cute. Anyway, Hamilton is coming up this weekend, so I will definitely talk about that next week. I think this might be how I do my weekly check-ins about what I finished reading and what I am currently reading, just because honestly, it saves me from having to edit one more video. And I wasn't sure how this would work. This is my first time going live and my first time like figuring all of this stuff out. So I didn't really say anything. I am so thankful that some people came on here. I did tell my mother about it because I didn't want to be the only one here. So I knew she would come. Thank you, Mama, for coming. And, but I'm so thankful that some others of you came in, and I think that is going to do it. So I am just going to try to get some of these books down, because I don't like having so many books going at one time. So I'm going to do some editing and some reading and some work today and get this dog situated so that he doesn't have to sit in my lap the whole time. And I guess I will see you guys later.